Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 4 of the Super 80s Podcast, friend. We are a TV theme song explorer. We have one mission, and that is to analyze every single theme song from every single 1980s television show, all genres, soap operas, cartoons, sitcoms, you name it. We don't pick favorites. We go with all of them. So that is our game plan. This is our 4th episode. If this is your first time joining us, my name is John.
Hi, John. I'm Ryan.
Hey, Ryan.
Hey, guys. My name is Peter.
Hi, Peter. How
Hi,
you
Pete.
doing, guys?
Super.
We are happy to be here for our 4th episode. Here's a little bit about how our show works. We start out we started a new segment last week called Retractions, and I have one, actually. And then we'll see if there's anything new with the 4 of us, just hanging out, telling dumb stories, anything like that. Then to the right of me, we have a robot named Conky, and Conky will help us pick our show or our song for the week, and then we'll dive into it. We'll listen to it, we'll watch it, and we'll close up with a few questions. So that's a little bit about how our show works. Last week's episode was the late 80s classic Saved by the Bell, and it ran until 1993. So just barely in the 80s Saved by the Bell, but it was in the 80s. Anybody but me have a retraction for that episode?
No retractions.
No.
Mine's actually really embarrassing. Throughout the show, I was saying, what is Rod Belding's cool brother's name?
That's his brother's name, isn't
That's his brother's name.
Yeah.
His name is Richard Belding.
When you were saying it, I was thinking in my head, I think that's the brother, but I didn't have enough guts.
Do you think we lost at least one listener over that?
We have listeners?
Hey, speaking of, if you are listeners and you want to help us grow our podcast, like us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Leave a review. Anything you do helps the algorithms push us forward. Maybe.
Senor algorithms.
So anyway, I apologize, dear listeners, for calling Richard Belding Rod Belding. Richard Belding, of course, the principal. Rod Belding, his cool brother, but the cool brother who didn't stick around. And then they realized...
They never do.
Nope.
Exactly.
Richard Belding, always there.
Mm-hmm.
Doors always open at Richard Belding's office.
Rock steady.
So, my apologies. That is our week 4. I'll come up with a little theme for retractions. It'll go something like this. Sing it with me. Retraction time.
It's one take right there. That's
Boom. There we go. We'll just remember that. Yeah. So that was retraction time. Anything to report? Anything new this week, guys?
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited to be here again, and I can't believe that we're allowed to do it.
Yeah. 4 episodes in.
Yeah.
We are constantly looking for a sponsor because we all want to retire. So one way we're hoping to get a beer sponsor because the breweries have all the money. So we go around and tell our listeners what beer we're drinking. Ryan, what's in your glass?
Well, today I've got Lagunitas Daytime. It's a crisp session IPA. I've never had this before in my life. And as Pete said to me when he looked at the can, is there lemon in that? Is there lemon in that beer? There is not. It's delicious.
It's a great session beer, and Lagunitas is now owned by like InBev or whatever. Heineken.
Oh,
they got
really?
the bucks.
Okay.
So Lagunitas, the sponsor of the Super 80s Podcast, friend. So you're drinking a Lagunitas Daytime. It is not daytime right now in Wisconsin. It is 9:49 in the evening, actually. But Ryan is drinking a Lagunitas Daytime. Pete, what's in your glass?
New Glarus Moon Man.
Classic. New Glarus, you are 4 for 4 on this show.
Yep.
It might be time to sponsor us. I am also drinking a Lagunitas Daytime. Here it's nighttime. Nice 4%er.
Daytime is the right time.
We could probably chug 7 of these during the show.
Yeah.
We might be better.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
might be funnier.
It's true.
All right. Anything else before we get to our old pal Conky? If this is your first time listening, Conky was Pee Wee Herman's robot on Pee Wee's Playhouse, and he had a secret word of the day that he would present. I think a little piece of paper came out of his belly.
Yeah.
Conky now lives in our neighborhood, and he was rescued from a dumpster in the valley a number of years back, and he lives here. And Conky helps us decide what 80s TV theme song we are going to be exploring. This is exciting for me. I have no idea what we're going to be listening to.
You never know what Conky's going to come up with.
You never know. So, Conky, are you awake?
Ready to assist you. Pee-wee.
Morning, Conky.
What's today's secret word?
Today's secret word is...
DuckTales.
Yes!
DuckTales.
Oh, man, do I love DuckTales.
A cartoon.
Cartoon.
Wow.
I said this about Saved by the Bell, but at an earlier age, I was absolutely obsessed with DuckTales.
Really?
I raced home from school to watch it.
Wow.
On channels 18 or 24 or 26.
Yeah, 26.
No cable television back then.
No.
Just you tuned in your rotor to make your antenna on your home move. And man, I think 18, maybe 26. One was out of Milwaukee, one was out of Green Bay.
Green Bay, yeah.
Or Wisconsinites. I think I already said that, but we're from Wisconsin.
Yeah. No, great show.
I also would rush home from school to watch it at an age that even I felt I was too old for the show.
Absolutely
I was
the
still
same. 100%.
definitely into it.
Really good. Yeah. Any general memories of it? Obviously, Pete and I both mentioned we were both big fans. Ryan?
The first thing I think of when I think of DuckTales is Scrooge jumping into the big pool of coins, right? Is that
That's
an
the
intro
opening
thing?
sequence, yep.
Yeah,
We'll
that's
be
what I
seeing
think
that in a
about.
few. Cool.
I can't think of any other memory other than that.
Well, it was Huey, Dewey, Louie, Scrooge, and a girl named Webby.
Webby.
Yep. And there was a housemarm.
What is a housemarm? What is that a pet?
Can you Google housemarm?
Is that an outfit?
Engineer Pete, I think that's what I'm going for. He's going to Google the term, but I believe there was a housemarm on the show, and she was like, she kind of like a nanny, I suppose.
Like Aunt Bee and
What's the reference?
Andy Griffith?
That's a show when it came on Nickelodeon. I always turned the channel.
Yeah.
I probably would like it now. Speaking of TV theme songs, but yeah, the thing about that show is they were always traveling around the world
yeah.
to maybe solve a mystery or maybe even rewrite history. And I think they could time travel, but we'll do some research in a bit.
Okay.
We're not experts. Pete, what's a housemarm?
Well, a school marm is a school teacher, so
A house teacher,
I don't
homeschool teacher, housemarm.
unclear. I really didn't try that hard. I apologize.
I'm really excited. General background on DuckTales. Either of you guys got me? How many seasons? What do we know about it? How many episodes?
So I can give you, we have 4 seasons. So 4 seasons starting in 1987.
Okay.
87 to 90s.
I was definitely a little older when I was watching DuckTales. I'm not embarrassed.
Yeah, great show. I didn't think of this until I saw it, but it says that a sort of a spin-off was Darkwing Duck. You remember that show?
I never watched. I probably watched it once or twice. I didn't like it.
Didn't get into it.
No, I
was a
remember
hard
it.
pass
It's
on
sort of like a Batman duck, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also was not into Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
So that show I did like. Not that I disliked the show. Did they ever cross paths?
Like when the Gilligan's Island people met.
Correct.
Yeah, I don't.
Like
When the Harlem-
Scooby Doo, right?
Harlem
Like Harlem
Globetrotters.
Globetrotters.
What do they call those episodes? Crossovers.
Is that what it
A
is?
good old crossover episode. I don't know if Chippendale and these guys ever crossed
Like they're
over.
both trying to solve some kind of mystery and they bump heads?
I like the idea.
Yeah.
So DuckTales ran 4 seasons. Okay. Let me see here if we have any other fun details for it. How many episodes? You guys got that for me?
Clean 100.
Fantastic. 25 episodes a season, 4
Yep.
seasons. So again, main characters, for those of you who are taking a trip down memory lane, Scrooge, Huey, Dewey, Louie, There was the butler, Duckworth. I remember him. Launchpad McQuack, who was great. And there was a DuckTales movie, Curse of the something, I believe.
Treasure of the Lost Lamp.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
I want to do an early retraction.
Yeah. All right. Hey, ready? Retraction time.
Tailspin might be the show that I was thinking of. I know I did like DuckTales, but then Tailspin was a spin-off or a related show, and that Tailspin was the one that I would
You were more of a Tailspin guy.
Rush home from school to watch.
Okay.
Tailspin.
Well, that was retraction time on the Super 80s podcast, friend. Hope you enjoyed it.
One notable fact, as I'm
Please.
looking this up, is that DuckTales was the first notable series, the first Disney cartoon to be produced into everyday syndication.
Everything else was like a special.
Correct.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, it probably, for people who kind of grew up on the Disney world, that was probably kind of fun for the parents at that time. If they were turbo Disney fans in the 60s and 70s
Right.
to have I loved it. So
Can either of you do a Scrooge or a Donald voice?
I can't do a voice, but I can do I'll back up from the mic.
Oh, that's yeah.
But I
That
can't.
counts. That
But I
counts.
can't do words. Can you guys do what I just did at all?
No. That's
No.
That was Pete. Pete, that was great. So yeah, I learned that from my dad.
that's a great skill,
Well, thank you.
both of you. I wish I had the video of your facials doing it, but
Now,
You
listen.
have to like squeeze it out of the back, sort of. It's
it's
hard to
a mouth exercise.
Speaking of Donald, listeners, if you could write us, send us a message on the Facebook or the Instagrams or the emails, and let us know if Donald ever made a guest appearance on DuckTales. And by the way, we haven't said this yet. We should have said this long ago. We have an email address if you ever want to get in contact with us. It is, hold on, I must read the password. It is super80spodcastfriend@gmail.com. The 8 and the 0 are numbers. So super 8 zeros. Super.
They're gonna find this easily. delete.
Super 80s, but it's 80s. No apostrophe. Super 80s podcast friend.
I
No
don't think,
possession.
don't
No
think we need to worry about getting
What if
swamped with emails.
People have to actually listen to this before they would actually know that.
Just find us on Facebook or Instagram. You know, by the way, one other, if I may, dear listeners, at the end of the show, we always ask questions. Send us some questions because ours aren't always good. So it doesn't have to be about the episode. It could be anything about 80s television or just questions in general. If you have questions for us three non-expert fans of the 80s, let us know. Send them. We'll ask them at the end of the episode, and we'll mention your name.
Be happy to incorporate that.
Yeah.
We need material. I mean,
We
we're
need
serious help.
Yeah. Rod Belding.
Richard is upset by that.
Well, he should be. I'm embarrassed. So, anyway, back to DuckTales. DuckTales, 100 episodes. You said it started in the late 80s?
87.
87, 88, 89, 90. So,
Yep.
late 80s, that would have been right in my later end of the wheelhouse of watching stuff like this. Like I mentioned, I was watching it on what would have then been syndication. I don't even know what you'd call a channel like that, but the channels 18 and 24 and 20. They were UHF channels. I'm guessing most of our listeners are old enough to know what I'm talking about. Because
And I think this was an only syndication show, so
Okay.
it wasn't
So it
Never
was not.
network.
It was never exclusively on like the Disney Channel.
correct.
Oh.
Correct.
All right.
And that was what made it unique, according to
Okay.
Wikipedia.
Okay. Very cool. Well, I'm excited. I've always, I'm going to, spoiler alert here, I've always really liked this little ditty. I think it's a great jam.
Okay.
So you guys can keep your secrets.
Can
but-
you hum it for us?
Dun, 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 Life can be a do-do-do here in Duckburg. Yeah, I could do the whole thing for you.
Oh, nice. Could you do it as Donald singing it?
No. I thought you were going to be like, could you do it in Esperanto?
Do it as a waltz, please.
So, I think, did we do all of our stuff? We gave some background. Conky gave us the song.
I'm ready to hear it.
I am too. I know it starts out with a real nice, it's good. Here we go.
Oh.
Life is like a hurricane.
Yeah. Complete funk right from the beginning. Very thick. Yeah. I mean,
The
I
bass
don't.
and the drummer.
Yeah, I don't know who's playing that, but I like them. I like them a lot.
It sounds like it could be one of the Pointer Sisters.
Exactly.
I don't think it is, but I'm just saying.
Right, like you're
Engineer
ready to.
Pete's gonna check. Did the Pointer Sisters?
I know they did.
Do you
not.
think that's a female singing?
No,
That's a dude.
Oh,
right?
well, then I misunderstood.
but it might be the Funk Brothers playing the studio musician.
And just really quickly, lyrically, does anybody have him pulled up? Not experts. Life can be a hurricane
Yep.
here in Duckburg.
I think so.
Okay, that sounds legit. Well, these guys are looking up the lyrics together. I have nothing else to say, so let's roll some tape.
In Duckburg, race cars, lasers, aeroplanes.
Actually, let's finish that line there.
It's a duckblur.
Okay, this is
Yep.
so it starts out pretty strong. Life, what is it? Life is like an aeroplane.
Life is like a hurricane.
Hurricane here in Duckburg.
Yep.
Okay, so off the bat we're solid, right? He's like, hey,
Mhm.
it's a crazy city. Shit gets weird. It's like a hurricane in Duckburg.
There's race cars. There's
Here's where it gets a little weird. So he wants to give us examples
right.
of what makes life like a hurricane. What are the three things he says?
Oh, there's race cars. There's lasers. Aeroplanes. It's a duck blur.
So
So if a 4-year-old was designing a video game
Yep. Yep.
and listing the components of said video game, it also would match Duck.
So what makes life nuts in Duckburg is race cars.
It's the lasers. Let's not kid ourselves. It's the lasers.
I love that the word lasers is there. Race cars, lasers, and aeroplanes. Do you think that's a straight up reference to Launchpad McQuack? Because he's a he's a helicopter pilot. I take it.
What do you
I almost had retraction.
What do you think the original lyric was instead of lasers? And they're like, no, we've got to change it. We got to do something.
I bet it was
else.
another form
Razors?
Razors.
I bet it was another form of transportation. Race cars, buses, aeroplanes.
Right.
They're like, what's up with the vehicle theme? All right, lasers. Cut
Fine,
buses.
fine. Make it lasers.
All right, so life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Race cars, lasers, aeroplanes. It's a duck blur.
Blur.
And that's like, is that like when you black out?
It's just the lasers are in my eyes.
Next episode will be like, we apologize if the episode went off the rails, but it was a duck blur for us. From all those moon men, from all those New Glarus and Lagunitas beers, we had a duck blur of an episode. Let's remember to use that word.
I was just thinking, if next time we go out, we're trying to recount the next day, I'll just say, I don't know, it was a bit of a duck blur.
It was a duck blur.
And if we could have a quick production meeting while we're rolling tape, let's make It's a Duck Blur one of our drops that Engineer
Sure.
Pete can drop when
It's a duck blur.
It's a Duck Blur. All right. Let's see what happens next. This is exciting stuff. Riveting.
Might solve a mystery or rewrite history.
Oh, so did they travel time?
I feel like they did. Wasn't there an episode where they got in a genie? They got some wishes from a genie or something?
I think there were mummies and genies.
Yeah. There are no limits.
What's that Brendan Fraser movie? The Mummy? Time Bandits?
I can't stand him. Never liked him.
But
Never liked him.
so they
He's
might
my neighbor.
They might solve a mystery. He's your neighbor?
He was my neighbor. He and I fought over Conky.
Back in the valley.
Exactly.
Might solve a mystery or rewrite history. Real quick, sonically, there's some cool horn stuff happening there.
Mm-hmm.
It's subtle. Trumpet, I believe, or keyboard trumpet, most likely, if it was 1987.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so they might solve a mystery. They might rewrite history.
We just don't know.
Okay, let's hear the hook.
So, great hook, right? Great, outstanding, A+ hook.
And it's just the name of the show
Right.
and woohoo. But it works really, really well.
But it's the lyric after that that gets me. Every day they're out there making
DuckTales. Woo! So I always thought it was every day that I've been making. So
every day they're out there making, and
that makes so much more sense than what my brain heard.
And there's quite the inflection that he gives in that vocal. Every day they're out there making. It was just like that.
Did you just Michael McDonald that? So yeah, it's a great little chorus. I mean, for a 5 to 15-year-old, say,
Rushing home from school.
it ropes you in. All right, every day they're out there making DuckTales, and I think the chorus has got another
round.
All right,
Another
let's hear it.
woohoo in it.
Now, I've never known that line. I'd like to guess.
Yes, please.
Okay, every day, tales of daring goop that end in good luck tales.
You're close. You're closer than you think.
All right, tales of daring goop that end in good luck tales.
Tales of daring, do bad, and good. Luck
What?
tales.
Whoa! Say it again, then, Engineer Pete. I'm gonna have you actually back that up. Say it again.
Tales of daring, do bad, and good luck tales.
That's a weird mouthful.
I agree.
Tales of daring, do bad.
And listen to how he actually sings it. Tales of daring, do bad, and good luck tales. Because he's got to get it to...
What does that line mean?
Nobody knows.
Can you try to read it, not in the cadence of the song?
Yes. Tales of daring, do bad, and good luck tales. And that was in the cadence. So I'll just read it.
Yeah.
Tales of daring, do bad, and good luck tales.
Let's hear it. I think you got to back it up a little more.
Sorry.
A little more. Holy shit. All right.
Now, I'm hearing this. I'm thinking it is a lady singing this song.
I think it is actually a man.
You guys Engineer Pete
No, I still think it sounds like a woman,
and
but
Ryan
I'm
have
pretty sure it's a
switched
man.
their positions in the probably 10 minutes we've been pondering this. That's great. Tales of daring, do bad, and good luck tales. So I wasn't so off with whatever I said
No,
about
you were
goop.
pretty close. That's not an easy lyric to hear or to sing.
Now, I totally had forgotten about what's about to come. The bridge. Now that I got the tease of it, I can play the whole thing in my head, but I had completely forgotten what is about to happen. And it's a great little bridge.
Danger, watch behind you. There's a stranger out to find you. What to do, just grab onto somebody.
No idea what the lyrics are, but that is a catchy little piece of music.
What to do? Grab on to some DuckTales. So
Take us from after the goop doob doo doob, the weird line. Dun 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 dun. Something lurks behind you.
there's a stranger out to find you.
Creepy.
What to do? Wait, danger. Watch behind you.
Wait, start it over.
Danger.
Is this before the stranger?
Yes.
Okay.
Danger. Watch behind you. There's a stranger out to find you.
Okay.
What to do? Just grab onto some DuckTales.
Danger.
Watch behind you.
Watch behind you.
There's a stranger
out to find. So they're being tracked, and it's dangerous.
Correct.
It's rough.
And then what to do? Grab onto some DuckTales.
Hold on.
Danger.
Oh, there it is. Danger.
There's a stranger out to find you. What to do? Just grab onto some DuckTales.
That's a great little bridge.
And it's a metaphor for life.
You know, if I may compare the DuckTales theme to the great Beatles producer George Martin,
Yes.
I read a book. So horrible. But I'm doing. Anyway, I read a book about George Martin, the producer of the Beatles, and he told Paul and John regularly, if you're going to write a bridge, which they call a middle eight, make it better than any other part of the song.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's wasting people's time.
Sure.
And whoever wrote this song,
Right.
the middle eight or the bridge is just as good as everything else.
I thought you were going to say that George Martin told John and Paul to grab onto some DuckTales.
I've got an idea for a song, boys.
Why don't we
these ducks.
grab onto some DuckTales? Now he's Irish.
Danger. All right, George Martin, the Beatles, DuckTales.
Every day that I am making DuckTales. Tales of daring, do bad, and good DuckTales.
So just to confirm, they're repeating the DuckTales issues.
Yes. Every day they're out there making
And then the tales of
tales of daring, do bad and good, luck tales.
a lot of really fun horn stuff happening here. There, again, this is like a Beach Boys or Beatles opus.
Not ponytails or Captain Tails, no duck.
Oh,
Wait, not
What?
phony tales or
Captain Tales?
Captain?
I could give you guys a million guesses and you would know. You
Okay, now, Pete, play it once more. Back. This is good. I like this. Here, so we should wait. We should put a wager on this. Will we? Is there any chance we'll get it?
yes, but
Okay, we
very
just get
small.
one more listen.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Or Captain Tails, no duck.
I did not go back far enough.
Correct.
It made me laugh when I.
Not ponytails or Captain Tails, no duck.
Cottontails?
Not phony tales.
You guys are really close. Not ponytails
Oh,
or cottontails.
wait, it was
Ah.
pony, not phony?
Yeah.
Because they're referencing other animals.
Right.
That's great.
I don't
Not
But
Don't agree.
ponytails or cotton.
don't agree.
You want?
Not ponytails or cottontails. No, DuckTales.
And a hard stop.
Correct.
I like the hard stop. I think they work it. This is 2 episodes in a row, team, where not to our fault because we have no fancy YouTube account. We have peaked the signal on the end of a song, and there's nothing we can do about it. That's a great little tune.
Besides for getting a YouTube subscription.
That seems like a lot of
We
work.
need a sponsor before we
There's
can do that.
literally nothing. we could do.
Lagunitas, we're talking to you.
There's literally nothing we could do.
Except for get a subscription so that we don't have that crap. All right, so this is the part of the show.
Helpless to solve the problem.
This is the part of the show where we watch it. It's a lot quicker if this is your first time listening, because we know you can't watch along with us, but we watch it and we make some comments on what we see. It's a lot of fun, and it'll probably bring back memories if you watch this show. And because you're tuning in, we're assuming you've seen at least a handful of these shows. So we are going to watch this. We'll pause once in a while, and after that, we're going to see if this thing gets the positive or negative vote. So here we go. One more time with the theme.
Life is like a
there's-
hurricane.
So right off the bat, there's
Yeah.
Ryan's memory.
That's my memory. The money avalanche or a huge wave of money coming, coins.
And Huey, Dewey, and Louie right there with Uncle Scrooge. And, I've always liked Uncle Scrooge. He's an
Yeah.
interesting dude. He's
Yeah.
funny.
He's fun.
Yeah. All right. We got the helicopter.
In duckbird, race cars, lasers, aeroplanes. It's
The Beagle Boys.
Oh, those were the
They're always causing trouble.
yeah.
Okay.
That's all the
What's the inventor's name?
Oh yeah, good call.
Engineer Pete, can you Google what's the inventor's name on DuckTales? And then just give me a couple letters when you get it, because I think I can get this. So now we're seeing Scrooge, Huey, Dewey, and Louie walking down the steps. If you want to roll film.
history or rewrite history.
Okay. They definitely time travel because they just showed a cave baby.
I was just gonna say, and here's the part where he's diving into
Diving into his loot.
in his vault. Yeah, that was my favorite.
I feel like you'd smell weird after you went swimming in a pool of money.
And it's not it's a hard impact on coins.
No, that's not the inventor. Pete's still looking. It's like maybe like nerdy inventor DuckTales. All right, he's going for a swim.
Every day that
Oh, he swallowed something.
Shark.
There's Webby.
Okay.
There's a robot.
Robot.
Another big boy.
Yeah. There's
Now-
your.
There's a couple characters. I think that cave baby came back to the future with them.
Really?
And I think that robot you saw on the unicycle wheel
Yeah.
was in episodes as well.
Okay.
Now, I haven't seen this show
Like
in
a reoccurring character.
Yeah, it's been over 30 years since I've even seen an episode. But I believe,
And what were the bad guys' names?
I think the Beagle Boys.
Beagle
if
Boys.
not, somebody's currently yelling as they're going on a walk around their neighborhood with their AirPods in. AirPods at how
We'll have a
how
retraction next week.
just idiots.
danger.
Dinosaurs.
There's that cave baby.
Oh, there's the mummy. Yep.
All right, pause. So
Another
now,
dinosaur.
That's a Triceratops and Webby. So they definitely brought things from the past to the future. They
I
went
agree.
back to the Jurassic era. Pete, did you find him?
Yes.
I would like to guess. What are his initials?
GG.
Gearsworth Greg?
You got some parts.
Gear is in there.
Gear is in there.
That's all I got.
Was he a professor? Professor something?
Let's hear
No,
it.
not a professor.
What is it?
Gyro Gear Loose.
Gyro Gearloose. That's a great name.
Wow.
All right, Webby's with a Triceratops.
Who's that guy?
That's Gyro Gearloose.
Oh, that's Gyro? I thought he was an old fella.
Now they're in space.
Yeah.
Aliens.
No ponytails or cottontails.
Now, we're good. Who is Scrooge's? Is that his cousin? There's another Scottish-looking duck
Correct.
who is also elderly, who hangs out with Scrooge. I remember him from episodes too.
I don't have the foggiest idea.
So that's DuckTales. Another late '80s entry for our first couple episodes. We had some late '80s, right?
This is our first cartoon. That's exciting.
That is exciting. I'm interested to when we'll get to our first like drama or soap,
Oof. Wow.
like an hour-long show. Right? These have all been half-hour shows.
Correct.
What's our first long one?
I don't know.
No.
That'll be for Conky to tell us. But I'm thinking they won't have, like, we might come to some just strictly instrumentals.
I know. That's where you're going to be like, oh, I can't wait for my 30 to 40 minutes of the Super 80s podcast friend. And you're going to be like, that episode was 9 minutes long. This is why, dear listeners, well, actually, it's funny. I was going for a little jog today, and I came up with some ideas for when we have episodes like that. So we'll have a production meeting after this. That's code for us to have another beer. We'll have a production meeting after this episode, and I'm going to tell you some plans for if it's straight up instrumental. I got some stuff.
I'm excited. I'm excited for that.
Dear listeners, be excited. It's going to be some cool shit. Well, this is the time where we vote. So far, our first 3 episodes, they've all made it into the I'll Be Back list. And only one song has gotten a thumbs down, and that was Pete on Growing Pains. So it's time to vote.
Somebody's got to say no to something.
I
Otherwise,
know.
it's just formulatic.
And Conky seems to be picking some real winners. I'm assuming at some point there's got to be some really bad songs out there.
Just before we move on, though, the theme song writer was paid a little over $1,000 to write this tune.
Man, poor fella.
I like
And when Ryan was reading the good, bad, and luck tales, I was thinking maybe that's all he deserved. But that's too harsh. Overall, that guy got screwed.
Right, danger, like that. The bridge.
I like it.
Oh yeah. Okay, so are we? Sorry, I interrupted. Are we
No,
at the
no.
voting stage here?
There's no interrupting on this show. We just let it flow. It's voting time. All right, Ryan.
I'm going to give it an Arnold.
I'll be back.
Engineer Pete.
I'll be back. I'll be back.
All right.
And for John, that was John's.
I'll be back.
We got an extra one.
Two Arnolds.
We got an extra Arnold for gyro gear loose.
That's how popular it was. So, DuckTales, late 80s, 100 episodes, and a hell of a theme song. And there we go. Any questions before we wrap it up for episode 4 of the Super 80s Podcast Friend?
What was their vehicle for traveling back in time?
Ooh. Something that Gyro Gearloose made? I don't remember.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
I have
Was
zero
it
memory.
similar to Bill and Ted's?
A phone booth?
Just a box.
Phone booth?
A phone booth with a DeLorean attached to it?
Exactly.
No, that's a good question. I do not know.
Me neither.
Listeners, let us know what kind of time machine did the DuckTales ride
I
in?
should probably try to ask questions that at least one of us could answer.
That's all right. We don't. We're all about participation, and listeners, we would love it if you could chime in. So if you know, message us on Facebook or Instagram, or you can leave a review on Apple Podcasts. But the reviews, you don't even have to leave a review. You can just ask us questions on there. It's a way to communicate with us, or you can email us at super80spodcastfriend@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Not our password.
We want to hear from you. We want to hear from you.
Ryan, any questions before we throw in the towel for the day?
Well, who would you rather be? Huey, Dewey, or Louie? And is there a difference?
As a father of twins, there is a difference, but I don't know enough about DuckTales to tell you. So I'm going to say I'm sure they're all unique individuals, but I can't choose one because I like them all equally.
I love them all their own way. Do we know where Huey, Dewey, and Louie's parents are?
They're orphans.
They're orphans.
I assume so. I would
Because
guess.
Donald's their uncle. Uncle
Correct.
Donald.
That's what I'm saying. We got an uncle, and we've got Uncle Scrooge, right? Is that what they
Yep.
call him?
They call him Uncle Scrooge, but it's their great uncle.
Okay, because that would... Well, how is he related to Donald?
Uncle
Scrooge.
Scrooge?
Yeah.
That's his uncle.
We got a lot of
Maybe.
uncles, no aunts, no parents.
Who's the housemarm?
Exactly.
Hunter's got him.
Wait, Pete, can you give me a "Where's the beef," please, from our drops?
We should just make a drop of you saying, "Where's the housemarm?"
Jesus.
Hey, where's the meat?
We're high tech here. We're just like blasting the signal. Did we mention that we're not experts here on the Super 80s Podcast Friend? So yeah, a lot of uncles, not a lot of aunts. There's a housemarm. Who's Webby?
And how is she? Is she related or just a friend?
These are all excellent questions. I'll see if
Probably an undescribed cousin or something.
Gyro Gearloose, Miss Bettina. If you know. Oh, here, Donald Duck was in season 1, and Trey Anselmo was the voice. Tony.
The heck?
Not the guitar player from Fish.
The heck?
So yeah, Donald Duck did spend some time in here. So yeah, we don't really know. the
Webby
relation.
is the granddaughter of Mrs. Beakley and a friend of Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
And is
Friend.
Mrs. Beakley the housemarm?
Shit.
The housemarm.
Stop using the word housemarm.
I kind of like it. All right. Are there any other? So that was my question. My question for the week is: was Mrs. Beakley the housemarm?
Beakley.
Beakley.
Mm-hmm.
Mrs. Beakley.
Was Mrs. Beakley the housemarm? Do you have a picture of her, Pete?
Not yet, John.
Poor engineer Pete. He's the
Boy,
hardest
boy.
working man in the showbiz.
And did Mrs. Beakley live at Uncle Scrooge's manor?
Highly probable. If it's who I think it is. If I see a
Okay.
picture of her and I'm like, oh yeah, I know who that is. She lived at Scrooge Manor.
Do you
in
think
Duckblur.
that they based Mrs. Beakley off of Nell Carter from Give Me a Break?
I can't wait for that episode. That's a great.
Oh.
So I think, dear listener, yep, Miss Beakley, that's my girl. Arr. You know, I think that our playlist is going to be mainly I'll Be Backs.
I don't know. I don't know what Conky's got in him.
I think
I mean,
they can't all be good, John. There's just no way.
there's got to be some real shit burgers. Where's the beef?
And I'll admit, going into this, I wasn't sure that I wasn't gonna vote for DuckTales. I wasn't sure that I was gonna give her the thumbs up.
But was it the bridge? George Martin.
And the lyrics really drew me in. Once I learned after 30 years what they're saying, I was drawn in.
Guys, it is always a pleasure to do this crazy podcast with you, and I am looking very forward to our next one. Until then, have a great week, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Sounds good. Thanks for listening.
Thank you for listening.